Today we're going to make the first part of our Midnight Owl project. I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to fold it in half. This is going to be the loom for my paper weaving for the owl's body. Match up the corners, make sure the corners are touching, and then hold in the middle, and then smooth your finger down and press along the edge to create the crease to fold the paper in half. The fold part should be at the bottom and the flap should be at the top. The flap is the part that opens. Take it and just carefully fold down about half an inch and make sure it's straight and press all the way across. Now in this top space, you're going to write two things. You're going to write your name. So write your name above the fold in that tiny space and then write the letters S-T-O-P for stop. This is our stop line. We are not going to cut past this line. I am now going to take my pair of scissors and I'm going to cut my paper in half, stopping at the stop line. Not over here, not over there, but in the middle. Find the middle and cut straight to the stop line and then stop when you reach the stop line. You should have two sections now that look like a pair of pants. I'm going to now divide that section in half. Take your scissors and cut in the middle. Try to get exactly in the middle and don't go past that line. Stop at that stop line. If you cut past that line, your whole paper is going to fall apart. I am going to continue this process. Now I have 4 sections. I am going to cut those sections in half. In the middle of those sections, I am going to cut them in half. Try to keep your scissors straight and stop exactly at that stop line. Not too early and don't go past it. You want all your lines to be the same length and about the same size. So now I should have 8 rows. These 8 rows are going to create my weaving loom, and they are called the warp of the weaving loom. The loom is the whole piece and the warp are the vertical lines. I am now going to take my horizontal pieces that are called the weft and weave them over and under, over and under, over and under, creating a pattern that's like a checkerboard pattern. You take the horizontal pieces and you weave them. These are called the weft because they are going over and under. Now make sure you start with opposites. If the last one started with over, the next one starts with under. This is tricky. If it doesn't get done correctly, it's not going to make a checkerboard pattern. So let's see. So over, under, let's see. I started with the same thing and see how it doesn't hold on to its sticks. It kind of slides in there. So let's back it up, take it out, and just do one at a time. One at a time. You should have squares on your paper, not rectangles. It should make a pattern of over and under. You start over and then under, and you alternate rows. So as you're working, try to make a pattern with your colors. I'm going to do a pattern of green, yellow, and purple. I am going to go over and under, and push them as close together as possible. Squeeze them together. Only do one row at a time, and then squish them together. Let's do one more color. I have space for, I think, 2 more pieces. So remember to start with the opposite of what you did last time. Last time I started with over, so this time I start with under. And this last one can be tricky, but you can do it. Just wiggle it in there. Use your fingers to push it through and pull it through, so that way we have our entire paper weaving woven correctly to make a checkerboard pattern. Straighten out some of those weft or horizontal rows to make sure they're even with the edge of the paper. I am now going to use my glue stick and I'm going to glue down the ends of my rows. I'm going to take just the tab at the end of the weft row or the horizontal rows and put a little bit of glue and then stick them back down. I'm going to do this on both sides of the paper, and also on the left and the right hand side of each side. So make sure all those little tabs are glued down. Do this, flip it over and do it again on the other side. A little glue, press down, a little glue, try to make sure it's even with the edge of the paper, and then turn your paper and do it again on this side. That looks good. I'm now going to check and make sure that everything is cleaned up and put away. I'm going to put all my materials away. I'm going to check and make sure I didn't miss any spots. Press everything down, and I am finished with part 1 of our owl weaving project.